सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today's subject is your thoughts and emotions can alter your DNA. I have some of the beautiful Shastra Pramanas. Of course, modern day Shastra Pramanas by some of the scientists. The scientist Daniel Winter and his heart coherence team found proof that human emotions can reprogram your DNA and shape your immune system. The whole NSP is proved just this one statement, through this one statement. NSP is all about reprogramming your human emotions, removing your fear, removing your useless, tiring desires. Please understand that desires which makes you tired is agamya. Tiring. They are not going to give you any fulfillment. They are not going to bring any joy to you. They are not going to bring any happiness to you. They are not going to bring any bliss to you. Tiredness. The emotions which brings tiredness to you. The desires which brings tiredness to you is agamya. Understand? If you are suffering with diabetes, the imbalance of samana, you are suffering with the desires and thoughts which are not going to bring fulfillment to you. I can connect every emotion, every thing to the major diseases people suffer. The fear is responsible for blood pressure. Constant fear raises the blood pressure. I have seen, even in my system, whenever body falls into the beyond 6th level of samadhi, the body's innate survival system, see, any muscle memory, matter, has an innate intention to survive and function. When the body falls into the 6th level of samadhi, beyond 6th level, immediately that gets awakened, the blood pressure will go up. I have seen it sometimes goes up to 150. And in 3 seconds, when it gets down from the 6th level to the 5th level, over. It will be just 110 by 70. Directly connected. If your survival instinct is constantly challenged, blood pressure goes up. If you are constantly suffering with the desire which makes you tired, agamya, the ideas which makes you tired, agamya, the diabetes, blood sugar starts. If you are constantly suffering with the shrinking idea, please understand, shrinking means guilt. Guilt is shrinking. Shrinking ideas are responsible for arthritis. If you are suffering with the memories of physical, mental, emotional pain, that is directly responsible for your relationships, unable to expand your life. And the identity you feel, please understand, some emotional pain, if it is carried strongly in your system, you will stop expanding. I tell you, life is connect with more and more people who are in tune with your ideas. If your ideas are too strong, that common man is not able to connect with your ideas, then create a system through which the people can understand your ideas. Either be a friend or be a leader, never be a follower. If you have people who connect with your ideas, create a beautiful team around you, community. As a friend, just share your ideas with people. You will naturally attract the people who are in sync with your ideas. Live a beautiful community, create a beautiful community. Never live in a community where you are not feeling comfortable, happy, in tune with the ideas. That's a death. That's a death. Leave that community, it will be good for you and to the community. I always tell people, if you are not able to feel connected, settled, put your effort to settle with the community I am creating. If you are not able to, better leave, it is good for you and the community. Wherever you go, you may have your own understanding, and for that you will have your own few friends, few people, a few team, perfect. Be happy, that's all. This is the creating community out of friendliness. Sometimes your experiences, ideas are so strong, common man may not be able to connect with it. Then create a beautiful system and share the truths with people. It will become experience to them. That is what? Being a leader. Being a leader. So, whatever way it may be, but go on expanding. That is life. That is life. Shrinking means, or unable to expand means, carrying intense pain engram, pain samskara. So each session of the NSP is the experience of this truth. This truth says your human emotions can reprogram your DNA and shape your immune system. When these emotions are removed, the unnecessary emotions and samskaras are removed, your DNA is reprogrammed. Immediately your immune system also gets sharpened. That is why people walk out of chronic diseases, deadly diseases, incurable long-term diseases, the disease which needs long-term drugs and therapies. Even from those diseases, people just like that walk out. Why? I have seen thousands of people walking out of cancer in NSPs. Just 4 days. At least few thousands I have seen walking out of cancer. And 90% of the people who attend the program I have seen walking out of depression. 90% walking out of depression. The remaining 10 also does not want to walk out. It is the depression. They have too much of vested interest in their depression. I have seen. People love suffering sometimes. They like suffering so much, it becomes second nature for them. It's almost like a feeling comfortable. You see, at certain postures, you feel very comfortable. That is why you sit like this. Because it makes you feel very comfortable. That cozy feeling. So depression also gives you a kind of a psychological cozy feeling. And without that you feel you are some way stiff or aloof or missing something. That is where the depression gets rooted. So understand. Every session we are doing in NSP is to make you experience the removal of unnecessary engrams, samskaras and emotions, and reprogramming your system such a way you live in a high evolved state of consciousness so that your DNA can be reprogrammed and your immune system can be strengthened. Of course, the same thing happens in a deeper level in inner awakening, 21 days. The scientific studies have proven that no matter how well the babies are fed, when they lack the caressing and loving touch of the mother, they could eventually die. The loving hugs of the mother are sent directly down to the DNA. Wow. This proves the big question, why hugging? A mother just gave you birth to your body. Even if her hug, surely all your mother's 12 strands of DNA is not awakened. Maybe 1 or 2. Even her hug can directly go to your DNA. Then just imagine a cosmic mother whose all 12 strands of DNA is awakened, an alive body. What the hug of a master can do. The hug of a master. People again and again ask me, why hug? I learned this habit of hugging from this Raghupati Yogi. I have seen, really I have seen, when people come to him, he's a very weird yoga guru. Sometimes people will come to him 100 kg, 120 kg. He will not even look up and down completely once. He will tell, do Sirasasana. Means standing upside down. The poor guy standing directly itself is a job for him. Impossible for him. He will not even look up. He will just put his head down. Hey, do Sirasasana. And he has 2-3 assistants, very wild Yamadutas. Literally Yamadutas. They will look like Yamadutas only. He'll tell them, hey, help them to do, means what? Just to hold them upside down. Not help them and all. Just make it happen. And those Yamadutas will just tie that fellow's leg and just hold up, that's all. In 2 minutes, that fellow does not know where he has come and where he has landed, what is going on to him. And he will be standing upside down and seeing the Arunachaleshwara temple tower upside down. Sometimes they will get into that panic mood, whether they are turned upside down or the temple is turned upside down, they will not even know. Because they will just be completely shaken. All the survival instinct will be completely awakened and frightened. I have seen, I can remember even now, some of those people's faces, like a frightened baby they will be. And some will shake their whole body. No, we can't do Sirasasana. He will be shocked. Really, I am telling you. He will just call them and give one hug. He's a lean guy, lean, short guy, maybe 5 feet. And it's almost like a initiation. One hug he will give. Then he will tell his Yamadutas, hey, back out, leave him. Literally in the 2-3 seconds that shivering will settle down, they will become balanced, they will be very calm, just they will stand upside down. The whole process will be finished maybe in 30 seconds. That's all. I am telling you, the physical proof, power of a yogi's hug, physical proof. Just they will stand upside down, pressure will be normal, and then he will tell, all right, enough now, come down. He will make them stand upside down even sometimes for 3 full minutes. 3 full minutes is not a joke, please understand. 360 seconds, he will make them stand. And that's all, initiation is over. From next day, he will make them do all kinds of asanas, some of the most difficult asanas like Mayurasana. Mayurasana is you are supposed to stand on just the both palms, balancing the hand on your stomach. And those poor fellows, that stomach is so big, they can neither put their hand on the stomach, nor they can even imagine balancing the whole weight on the palms. I can tell you, it's a medical miracle only, because that heavy weight cannot stand on that palm, two palms. But he'll simply tell them, hey, Mayurasana, that place where he used to teach Yogasana, that mandapa has all carvings of Yogasana. I don't know what for they made that mandapa. Maybe this was the purpose. In that whole mandapa, all asanas will be carved in that pillars. In that pillars, Mayurasana, Matsyasana, all the major asanas will be in the stone carving, it is there. So all he will do is, hey, do this asana, that's all. And that poor fellow will simply do not even know it is something difficult. How the whole body can be shaped just by one hug? I always used to wonder, what is this guy up to? What is he up to? And same way, he had one dog. That dog, you will be surprised, will straight away climb trees. Neither after nor before I have seen dog climbing a tree. See, a full tree, the Nagalinga tree, there was a Nagalinga flower tree, and you will tell the dog, hey, go and bring flower. And early morning you will do a very funny puja. He has some funny way of doing puja. He will tell the dog to bring that flower, and I don't know, of course, it's very difficult for you guys to believe. Unless you see, you can't believe. The dog will never touch that flower with mouth. That fellow will get it by the front leg, and he will come by walk with the 3 leg without putting that flower on the ground. I have seen. That guy will just climb and get that flower with the hand, with the leg, the front leg, and he will not put that in the mouth. He will just take it in the hand, and somehow he will hold and walk with the 3 leg and come. And he has very funny way. He will not have any deity or anything. He will take that flower, and on the ground he will draw something in the finger. With the finger he will draw something and put that flower and chant some mantra and sit silently. And slowly, usually he will levitate. In a very mild way he will levitate and come above that flower where he put the flower and be there for a few seconds and just land on that flower. That's all. That's all his puja, his morning puja. Very funny it will look. And of course, still I don't know the meaning, what he is doing or what is his purpose or anything. But many people have seen. It's not that only I have seen. At least 10, 12 people I know who have seen his morning puja, very weird puja. And even for the dog, if the dog is not able to climb the tree, sometimes the flowers will not be in the lower branches, lower place. If you see the Nagalinga tree flowering, it will not have the branches, the flowers will not be in the branches, and the root itself, it's something like a branches it will land. In that the flowers will come. Sometimes if the lower level the flower is not there, means the dog will come back. And again he will give one hug. That's all to the dog. That fellow will climb to the top. How he is able to transmit the powers through the hug? It's a very great experience. Now I know the science of it. Now I know the science of it. So, this is the power of the master's touch or the hug. I have seen 5-6 hours of discourses or counseling what it cannot do, I have seen my one hug doing it. Getting people out of depression, or giving them understanding about life, or many things. 5-6 hours of talking or teaching will not do. One hug will do. That is why still, even people who lived around me for 6-7 years will not miss one chance of having one hug. They will not think, no, after all every day I am seeing what is there. I hugged him thousands of times. No. They will not try to miss one chance. Because it's an experience. Something happens in the system. It's not that I will always be hugging in a very loving way. I will say, all right, come. It will actually be beating. But even then, something happens in that hug. Something is transmitted. Something is directly sent to your DNA. Maybe because of this scientific statement, we can do research on hug also, before hug and after hug. What happens in a system and prove it to the world. The power of master's hug. See, hug is nothing but accepting you as you are completely. In modern day, who is even looking at your eyes? Who is even accepting you as you are? Who is interested even talking to you? Forget about hugging. So it's like not just verbally, through body language I am saying, I accept you as you are and I shower you as I am on you. That is why the hug does something extraordinary which you can't imagine. It gives you in body language a deep comfort and the feeling. And I am saying, I accept your surrender. I accept you as you are. I accept your being. I am showering my being. That is why the hug. See, the hug directly revives and rejuvenates your DNA. It may take 1 or 2 hours for you to feel that energy of the hug and the transformation. But it works from the deeper level, not from ordinary mental level. Not from ordinary mental level. That is why even if you don't feel in my face expression or body language the love, it will be felt in the very DNA. The next research, the scientist and researcher Greg Braden gives evidences on how emotions change our DNA. Number 1, in case of gratitude, love and appreciation, DNA responded by relaxing and length become longer. Just simple, feeling love. Understand that every day, morning 1 hour when you do Guru Puja, your DNA is relaxed and length becomes longer. Because you are in the mood of gratitude, love and appreciation. 1 hour, DNA becoming longer is too much to live at least 130 years. I am telling you. 1 hour is too much. I tell you, even 21 minutes. 21 minutes of love and appreciation, feeling. That's one cycle. See, one cycle per day. If you keep anything alive, that is more than enough to keep you whole day in that experience. It's like any emotion maintained for a cycle becomes the louder voice in your system, because now morning you sit and more than actually 2 cycles you guys maintain. The Guru Puja is more than the Pratyaksha Pada Puja you do is more than 2 cycles, around 42 minutes. So 2 cycles you are doing. In the 2 cycles, 1 cycle give it as a discount. Some moment maybe you are looking at the flower or looking at the mantra, or 1 or 2 moments you miss, leave it, it's okay. Even if 1 cycle, if you are able to maintain some feeling, some idea, some concept, that becomes the loudest concept uttered by your mind to your body in the whole day. Because you cannot maintain even the worst hatred or enmity for one cycle in a day, even if you try. Or you may have to sit and visualize, see that fellow's picture, remember that incident again and again. Anyway, you are not going to do that every day. And you won't be able to. So naturally, this gratitude, love and appreciation becomes the loudest information, loudest action, loudest voice of your system. I tell you, simply 21 minutes means one cycle of morning, sitting with the love and gratitude and appreciation is enough. In that, if you are sitting every day, even once a week you miss, that is okay. 6 days, 21 minutes is too much. You will easily live 130 years. 130 years is very easy. I know one cycle, if something is getting recorded in your system, that is the reason. Why do you think these Iyengars live so long? Because they have something. If you are from Iyengar family, you know. Because still in Iyengar's family, they have the tradition of morning. They will sit and apply that all the forehead mark. It will take easily half an hour for them in a very systematic way. Of course, if you are just born Iyengar and not practicing Iyengar, this does not apply for you. If you are born and practicing Iyengar, this will apply for you. Even in some of the higher families, they have the tradition. The higher families, they will apply that basma and they will have that either Shiva or Ganesha in their house as a family deity. And morning half an hour, it will be almost like a playing with the deity only. But they will have some mood of appreciation or gratitude and love. And if you can maintain just this one thing, nothing else, your immune system will constantly be programmed and strengthened. Easily 130 years you can live. Maybe it look like a too big promise. I tell you, it is truth. It is supported by science. What they are saying, exactly I am translating with my experience. The second research, in case of anger, fear, frustration and stress, DNA is tightened up, DNA becomes shorter and DNA's codes are switched off. Means almost the partial death starts happening in you. The partial death becomes experience in you. So understand, the anger, fear and frustration and stress, even if it happens with the logic and reason, it harms you more than your enemy. As I told you yesterday, develop this habit of abhayam sarva bhutebhyo, nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. You will be a powerful person and warrior, both. Abhayam sarva bhutebhyo. I tell you, like how Krishna was sitting in Arjuna's chariot, Dhananjaya's chariot, and driving the chariot with a deep feeling of abhayam sarva bhutebhyo and waging the whole war. Same way, I sit in Dhananjaya's chariot and with the deep feeling of abhayam sarva bhutebhyo and see that the whole war is waged and we will win the game, and we are winning the game. Understand? Be established in abhayam sarva bhutebhyo without touching any weapon, without doing anything, just sitting as a charioteer for Dhananjaya, and he does all the job. Understand? Dhananjaya means Arjuna. Be established in abhayam sarva bhutebhyo state. I tell you, not only Krishna, many people, even by the Krishna's teaching, Even the Arjuna or Dharma, many people, even the warriors, were established in that mood. So as much as you can, every night, relax into that mood of Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo and relax. Then you will understand the pure anger, unmixed anger, unmixed response, a pure strategy, and you will just see very beautifully how beautifully you flow into that, and right strategy evolves in you. Not only that, your mind and body becomes the lubricated tool. Understand? When a diamond studded tool cuts the granite, it's like a war. Who gets more heated up will break. If the tool gets more heated, naturally that will break. Stone will win. If the tool knows how to maintain its coolness, stone will break. Tool will win. Same way, Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo is an amazing lubricant. Like a Krishna sometime advised, even for his enemies and opponents, some strategy planning sessions. How Nakula and Sagadeva fixed a date for, even for the enemies, gave the astrological guidance. I am telling you, even those people who cherish enmity towards me, I give you this as a strategy planning. Watch and use it. Practice this Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo if you can. You will have lubricated tool. You will have lubricated tool. I tell you, have lubricated, cool diamond tool, diamond studded tool. Tejas. Tejas means shining like sun, cool like moon. Your intellect is supposed to be like that. Not to be shaken by fear and stress and being paranoid. Paranoid means unnecessary directions. You will be wasting your energy. Whenever in the war, the Krishna strategy was not obeyed, Pandavas had a strong blow, beating. Because their strategy came out of paranoid, not with the lubricated tool. Anyhow, I tell you, have lubricated tool with a deep compassion, the tool which has Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo. With that intelligence, with that strength, with that compassion, I think all of you should write this word, Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo, and have it in your bedroom. At least all the Swamis and Rishis. So before falling asleep, remember, actually, falling asleep means what? You are withdrawing from the war of the world. See, you create this Maya, you create this world, and enjoy it or fight with it. Even your enjoyment is fighting with it, nothing else. Even your enjoyment is fighting with it. It's like the honey which you have in barrels, you pour it on the honeycomb and then try to squeeze that comb and take that honey dip by dip into your mouth. That is what is your enjoyment. Even that is a fight, understand. So anything you do which is projected by you is fight. So you are withdrawing from that fight and falling into the state where this whole canopy, the whole tent which you created is rewinding into yourself. That is what is sleep. Sleep means nothing but every night you decide, all right, I opened my tent, and did my circus. Now relax. It is time to stop my circus and wind up this tent and put into me to rest. So every day when you wind up your tent, tell yourself, Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo. So now I am withdrawing from all the fight and enmity. I am withdrawing from all the anger, fight, enmity, the dvandvatva, duality, the two feeling. So I am relaxing. I tell you, just with this one idea, sleep every day. That deep sleep which you have, that oneness which you experience will become enlightenment. As on now, you feel sleep is not happening with your will. It is being sucked. That is why when you come back, you feel that oneness is a darkness. It has happened. But every day make a decision. Hey, enough drama. Now I am packing up all my circus tent and relaxing. Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo. Let nobody needs to have fear of me. I am withdrawing. I am withdrawing. Remember this and sleep. It will become a conscious decision of withdrawing. Every day deep sleep will become the experience of Advaita. See, every day you are experiencing oneness. Nityananda. Unfortunately, you do not think it happens because of your decision. You think it happens by somebody else's decision, by force. No. This Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo will bring tremendous clarity to you. And say, oh God. And same way early morning when you wake up, come on, put the tent. This is Ananda Sabha, this is Chit Sabha, this is Raja Sabha, this is Ashram, this is world, and this is Swamiji. Now I am getting ready and go and sit and see the drama of me playing the role of Swamiji and me playing the role of Chit Sabha, me playing the role of Banyan Tree, me playing the role of Anandeshwara Temple, me playing the role of my friendly team, or me playing the role of my enemy team, me playing the role of my colleagues, me playing the role of this world. Know clearly, early morning when you wake up, when you fall asleep, tell clearly, Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo. Now I am winding up, relax. Have these two understanding. You will see very clearly, the very sleep will be transformed into a Advaita Anubhuti. That is what Shankara says, Nidra Samadhi Sthitihi. In his Manasa Puja mantra, there is a beautiful Manasa Puja mantra written by Shankara. What we use is the pre-Shankara mantras. It's the Nirvani Akkadas mantras. Shankara has written a very beautiful Manasa Puja mantra. Nidra Samadhi Sthitihi. All my sleep is Samadhi. All my walking is Pradakshina. Very beautifully. This is what he means. If you remember, you are winding it back. And say Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo. Have a small board near your bed. Have this as an idea before going to sleep, falling asleep. Great. Now, come on. Pull down Chit Sabha. Pull down Anand Sabha. Pull down temple. Pull down Swamiji's farm. Pull down the whole world. Pull down everything. Pack it. Put it inside into Anandagandha. Rest. Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo. Hey, I am not going to fight with you. Oh Chit Sabha, I am not going to fight with you. Oh my legal team, I am not going to fight with you. Oh my friends, I am not going to fight with you. Oh by Banyan Tree, I am not going to fight with you. Understand? Even if you are receiving pleasure and joy from Banyan Tree, it is your fight with Banyan Tree. Understand? It's like you have tons and tons of honey, but you create an honeycomb outside and you pour 2 liter honey into it. Then you try to squeeze that honeycomb and take the honey dip by dip. Any joy you receive from me is your own joy, which you have tons. You pour 2 3 liter on me, Sometimes you are so miser, you pour only 2-3 dip on me and squeeze me to take the 2-3 dip out of me. And I have to suffer all your squeezing. It is fight, understand? Even if you are having joy, it is fight. So tell yourself, yes, Swamiji, enough, I forgive you, I will not fight with you now. Abhayam sarva bhudebhyo. I don't need joy from you. I have it in me. So I am winding up and putting all the things into me. So relax and say, Abhayam sarva bhudebhyo. For the whole world, I give Abhayam. I neither want to fight with you for joy, nor want to fight with you to take revenge. I have everything in me. I am going to be in that space for next some time. I don't want to tell till what time. I will be in that space as long as I want. Lie down. Morning when you get up, have this understanding. Yes, hey, come on, let the Chit Sabha be built. Let Raja Sabha be built. Let the ashram be built. Let my friendly team be built. Let my enemies be built. Let the temple be built. Expand and start your circus. You will see the tremendous transformation. Nidra Samadhi Sthitihi will be experienced by you. So the stress, anger, frustration will not be there in your sleep and your DNA will not die. Every night, if you sleep without fear, anger, frustration, stress, the death of your DNA will be reduced and the anti-aging will start happening. This is the technique for anti-aging. Understand? Technique for anti-aging. Early morning when you wake up, you will be like a fresh flower. See, early morning when you wake up, you should not feel like brushing your teeth. Your mouth should feel fresh. Then, you slept whole night with love. With deep love. Use this as a scale to find out. Early morning when you wake up, your mouth should not feel like, you will feel that bitter or very bad. You want to rush and brush the teeth. Of course, there are some people insensitive, that is different. Forget about that. Usually, a normal man will feel like running and brushing. If that feeling is there, night you slept with some frustration, fear and stress. Practice this, what I am saying, Abhayam sarva bhudebhyo. Within 10-15 days, you will change. You see, you should brush the teeth. I am not saying don't. But early morning when you wake up, you should not feel any difference between how the mouth was when you slept and morning when you wake up. This is the scale to find out whether you are sleeping with love or stress, whether you are aging or anti-aging. If your mouth is fresh, like as if you had a mint in your mouth early morning, that is, it means you slept with love. There is no fear, stress, anger. You are anti-aging. You are anti-aging. Just maintain this one thing. Early morning when you wake up, before brushing itself, you should feel as if you had a mint. That cool, fresh breathing. If you can maintain this one, over. Nothing else is required. Nothing else is required. Then we know you slept without anger, fear or frustration. The death was not working on you during the night time. Either you allow Brahma to work on you or Yama to work on you every night. But among these two, one will be working on you. If you sleep with the truth of Abhayam sarva bhudebhyo, Brahma will be working on you. If not, Yama will be working on you. Either Kala works on you or Kala Bhairava works on you. If you sit with the feeling of Abhayam sarva bhudebhyo, Kala Bhairava will be working on you. Constantly rejuvenating. Or Kala will be working on you. The next, the truth is, this is from a website, Living Light Foundation. Once 12 strands of DNA are activated, Emotions, beliefs, behavioral patterns that do not serve our life can be removed and replaced with vibration of love energy. That is what I call you becoming an incarnation. This is what has exactly happened to me at the age of 22, 2000. Year 2000, at the age of 22, this is what has happened to me. All the 12 strands got awakened. All the 12 strands of DNA got activated. So the emotions, beliefs, behavioral patterns that do not serve our life's purpose is removed and replaced with vibrations of love energy. I can call it as vibrations of awareness, bliss energy. Different names you can give. And I realized I am an incarnation and I have a purpose to fulfill. And it is expressing. So understand, this is the science behind how an incarnation feels, acts and lives. There is another one, truth. The balancedexistence.com. This is the another one website which works which gives information on this DNA science. Scientists experimented the change in emotions changes the shape of DNA. They infer that emotions change our physical DNA, and when we change, the world around us changes. Please understand. Oh God. Emotions change our physical DNA, and when we change, the world around us changes. Again, I always tell people, be blissful, wealth will be attracted towards you. You will attract all the right things, right situations and right happenings. The world around you will change. The scientists are saying the same thing in different words. So the essence is, let you start practicing the higher human emotions and reprogram your system with higher human existence, in a higher way of existing, with higher reality. You will see your DNA changes, your health improves, your life changes, even the world around you changes completely. So let you all experience this change. Inner awakening is all about giving you the glimpse of this change. You are reprogrammed to the higher reality. All your human emotions are purified, and not only your health becomes strong, you are transformed physically. You learn the science of attracting the right changes around you, because the Sangha gives you that intelligence. So to experience Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, be in inner awakening. My blessings to all of you. Let you all achieve and radiate enlightenment. Let you all achieve, live, experience and radiate the eternal bliss. Nityananda. Thank you.